Hello friends, welcome to Shiksharthi. In this video, we'll be throwing a fresh perspective on few conceptions and misconceptions. While doing so, the objective would again be to see the words that we generally use in life. Have they been used correctly or not? And the agenda for today is, are the statements and sentences the same? Are they different? Or do they have something in common? Yeah, so let's start. So here I have taken few examples. These are few examples that I have taken, and as I would go ahead with the session, so you will see that initially I have divided the session into two parts. One side is I'll be talking about the basics, right? And then we'll talk about the immediate application of these basics. Now when I say immediate application, I'm going to talk about these examples, and we will try and segregate that the sentences that we have taken here. Can these statements be called as sentences, be called as statements, or can statements be called as sentences? While doing so, we will be using some logical parameters also. So the moment I say a word like logic, that means I may think of using something that I have already done in my earlier session, which is maybe Venn diagrams or maybe a mere logic. Okay, so let's see. So here you'll see that I have taken sentences and divided them into four categories. So when I say that I have divided the sentence into four categories, you will see generally in life sentences that we speak of. Now what are sentences? Sentences are a logical connection between words. This is one side of it. Another side, to put forth the definition of sentence here, is a sentence is something which comprises of a subject and a predicate. Okay, so now the moment I say subject, who is being discussed, predicate, what is being discussed about the subject broadly. Okay, so can I say sentences can be divided into four parts? One is the declarative side of a sentence, imperative, interrogative, and exclamatory. So declarative can be further divided into two parts, wherein positive declarative sentences, negative declarative sentences. What is declarative? When I declare something. For example, if I say my name is Anant, so this is a positive declaration. But the moment I say my name is not Anant, that becomes a negative declarative statement or a sentence. Okay. Now there is another definition that I can coin for a positive declarative sentence, and that can be known as affirmative sentences. And the negative declarative can also be known as negative sentences. We'll be using all these things the time when we do a topic like syllogisms. Okay. Now, imperative sentences which either give an order, O is for order, or a command, or sentences which request for something. Oh, my name is Anant. Something of this sort. So it makes what? It is not imperative, it becomes exclamatory. Right? So the moment I say there is some element of feeling in a sentence, I mean some emotion being conveyed, or there is a feeling, or there is some expression, eureka, eureka. That kind of a sentence is known as an exclamatory sentence. Last but not the least, interrogative, as the word itself signifies, a sentence which asks a question. Is my name Anant? So when I am asking a question, that signifies that it is an interrogative sentence. Right? Coming down to statements now. So if I say sentences which can be answered in the format of yes only or no only are statements. Meaning thereby, if I say there is a sentence that I have written, there is a sentence that I have written, and which can only be interpreted in the form of yes only or no only, but not both. Now the moment I use a word like both, that means I'll say sometimes yes, sometimes no, meaning thereby that there is a dilemma. Now whenever there is a dilemma, a sentence can never be categorized as a statement. But whenever you have an unequivocal interpretation. I mean, unequivocal here means having a unique interpretation. In that case, a sentence always becomes a statement. I hope I am clear. Then last but not the least, there are few words like aphorisms, maxims, facts, adages, universal truths. Let us see whether all these things, they fall under a different category altogether. Now, before we do this, we should know the meanings of all these words. For example, adages, as the word itself says, age, adage. So these are old wise sayings. Okay. Facts are, I mean, for example, I can say, what are facts? Death is a fact. Birth is a fact. Correct? When we talk about human beings. And when we are discussing all these things, there is something that we need to keep here as constant, otherwise it becomes a very ambiguous kind of a discussion. So in order to make it very absolute in nature, absolute in the sense, I will be able to call a sentence or a statement, or an aphorism as an aphorism only when I keep something constant. So here we are assuming that we are talking about things which, I mean, we are talking about Earth, planet Earth, and the things which belong to Earth. Right? Maybe inhabitants, maybe plants, trees, etc. Okay. So now let us come down and let us see all these things that we have written here. These sentences fall under which category? Let us see to this. So the first one, the sentence that I have written here is, I could have started off, it is a holiday. I mean, I could have written a sentence like, and from the same sentence, I can form different categories of sentences. For example, if I say it is a holiday today, can't I say it is a declarative sentence and that too a positive one? Yes. From the same, I can form other types of sentences. Is it a holiday today? Oh, it is a holiday today. I mean, I express a word like oh only when it comes to me as a surprise, or maybe there is some sentiment behind it. So can I say this is a sentence? Because you cannot answer this in the form of yes or no, which is why it remains a sentence only. And which kind of a sentence is it? It is an exclamatory sentence. Second, now we are asking a question here, right? So now if I were to categorize, I'll say this is a sentence, of course. Is this a sentence? Yes, it is. Now here there is a declaration which is taking place. This is a declarative sentence. So the first step for a statement is a declarative sentence. I repeat, the first step for a sentence, I mean, if I have to go and prove whether a sentence is a statement or not, the first prerequisite is it should be a declarative sentence. So in reasoning, we call it as a necessary but not a sufficient condition. I mean, what is a necessary condition for a statement? The necessary condition for a statement is it should be a declarative sentence at least. And what is the next level, which is the final level? After we have confirmed that it is a kind of declarative sentence, then finally we need to answer it either in the form of yes only or no only. Then only it falls under the category of a statement. Else it is a sentence only. Yeah, I hope I am clear on this. So let's come down to the third one. There are 31 days in a month. What is this? So initially, to start off with, it is a declarative sentence. Now if you have to answer it in the form of yes, you say what? Yes. But this yes is true only for those months which have 31 days. What about those months which have 30 days? What about February, which has either 28 days or 29 days? So you will say what? Yes in some cases, 31 days. In other cases, no. The months will not have 31 days. So you are answering the form of yes or no, both. So which category does it fall under? It falls under category A, which is a sentence only. Let's see the next one. If I say there are more than 31 days in a month. So since we are discussing about Earth and the things which belong to Earth or on Earth, so if I say that there are more than 31 days in a month, there is no month which has more than 31 days. So you will say what? No. You will give an absolute answer like no. Now absolute answer means what? It becomes a statement. And then the first step was, is it a declarative sentence? Yes. And that too, now the second step is, I am able to answer a declarative sentence. If I am able to answer a declarative sentence either in the form of yes only or no only, then only it will be called as a statement. Correct? Okay. Now the next one we are doing here is, so we need to have familiarity with respect to triangles. We need to be familiar with triangles. So if I say all congruent triangles are similar, there are two different types of questions that I can put forth. One is I can say all similar triangles are congruent, which is not true. So you will be able to answer this question only when you have an idea about geometry, right? So all congruent triangles are similar. Yes, they are, because the first step for congruency is similarity. So all congruent triangles will always be similar. So is it a sentence? Yes. Can it be answered in the form of yes only or no only? Yes. So this becomes a statement. Now sun rises in the east. Again you are making a declaration. But this declaration will be known as what? Either it is a fact or you will say it is a universal truth. And keeping in mind, we are talking about Earth only. We are not talking about any other planet. Right? So, does sun rise in the east? It is a declarative sentence. Why? Because it falls under the category of universal truth, or it is a fact known to everyone. So, first, yes, it is a declarative sentence. Can I answer in the form of yes only or no only? Yes. So, it becomes what? A statement. Mind it, few minutes back we talked about this being a statement, so this should not be A, this should be B. Correct? Okay. Now again, these are few other sentences that we are going to come across, a few of them, which will be something to do with mathematics or reasoning, or there will be puzzles or whatever it is. So you will see that this is a topic which is such a unique topic. I mean, if I talk about sentences and statements, though we do this in English, but the time when we are trying to find out, the examples that we are taking are those examples which I can borrow from science, I can borrow from mathematics, I can borrow from any other language, I can borrow it from any other subject. So for which the subjective knowledge should be great. Then only such kind of questions should be attempted. Right? Okay. So if I say all composite numbers are even numbers, this is a declarative sentence, right? But when I see the facts, for example, if I say all composite numbers are even numbers, which is the first composite number that I can talk about? The smallest composite number, 4. Next composite number, 6. Still it holds good because both 4 and 6 are even numbers. Next composite number, 8. Still it is an even number, but the next composite number I talk about is 9, which is not even. So you will say this is not always true. So in that case, this falls under the category of a sentence. But if I change this sentence slightly to a sentence which starts like some composite numbers are even numbers. Some composite numbers are even numbers, which is true. So in that case, it becomes what? A statement. So as discussed, we'll be using all these quantifiers. These are quantifiers, all, some and so on. When we do what? When we'll be doing syllogisms. So this discussion is going to help you with syllogisms, Venn diagrams, etc. Okay, so you would see the next example now. Some odd numbers are composite numbers. So let us talk about the first odd number, which is 3, which is not a composite number, it is prime. Next odd number 5, next odd number 7, which are still primes. Next odd number 9, which becomes composite. So is this correct? Yes, it is. So this falls under the category of a statement. Next variety. So you would see stand up. Now what is stand up? It's a kind of an order or maybe a command. Please do that. What is this? A request. So these kind of things, if I form a sentence out of this, cannot be answered in the form of yes only or no only. In that case, I mean, what is it? It is merely a sentence. Right? Okay. Last but not the least, Lesser than means not greater than. So the last example, I have borrowed it from my earlier videos. There was a video in which I did something like what is the meaning of lesser than, greater than, equal to. So if I say equal to, the other connotation here is I can say that equal to means not greater than, not lesser than. At the same time, if I am saying not greater than, what does it mean? Either lesser than or equal to. So let's revisit this now. Lesser than means not greater than. Oh, that is true. But if I say lesser than means not greater than, is this correct? So this I leave up to you. So as discussed earlier also, there will be few questions which will be given to you as homework so that you can go through it. And once you have gone through the entire video, there will be a point wherein you are supposed to take a call and answer the questions in case if they follow. If you liked today's session and if you feel that something great has been discussed with you today, I hope next time we are using these sentences and statements, we will know the exact difference between the two and we will use it consciously. So please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and if you have already done so, please turn on the bell icon so that you can start receiving further updates. Thank you so much. Until next time we meet, goodbye.